Welcome to the UK OCR Community Podcast, presented by Obstacle Racing Media. Each episode, we'll be talking to race directors, elite runners, weekend warriors, and frankly, anyone else from the UK OCR scene that will talk to us. Here is your host, Alan, aka Muddy Duck.
Anywhere in Chicken Town. The bloody scene is bloody sad. The bloody news is bloody bad.
Listeners, and welcome to the new podcast. Well, not the new podcast, the old podcast, but with a new guest, something we've never had on before, and not necessarily an OCR athlete. As you know, we always get OCR athletes on and people that aren't, but we've got a gym owner on today who's going to be putting on an event later on this year. So let's introduce him. Harry, welcome to the UK OCR podcast. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Cool. Now, you're a friend of Katie's and Libby's, so good friend of mine. They put me in contact with you, because they've told me you've got an amazing story about how you got into fitness and things like that. So let's jump into it. Well, first of all, school. Was you a sporty person at school?
When I was really young, I was a little bit sporty. Yeah, I enjoyed rugby. And this was in my primary school, right? So was it primary school? What would format be? It was, not secondary school, but the one before it.
Right, when you're about 11-year-old.
That's it.
I have no idea what.
No, neither have I. It's all gone out my head. So I was really into rugby, and then long story short, I think I was a bit of a late bloomer. So then when I went into senior school to continue my rugby career, I was the small kid. So all of a sudden, I was sort of no longer in the first team anymore. And me being the stubborn guy that I am, I was like, well, that's it then. That's me done. I'm playing again, and gave up. And I went to Repton in Derbyshire, went to boarding school. And because I sort of fell out with the sports side of that school, you are sort of in a boarding house with your mates. So a few of my friends at the time were like big into gaming and films and that kind of thing, and I just sort of fell into like a 5-year hole of just being lazy. If that's the blunt truth of it. I'm
on a 57th year of being lazy.
Yeah. And I think I just have the genetics to put weight on. Quite simply,
Right.
So 5 years I went from God knows normal 13-year-old weight to like 18 stone.
Was that just being, like you say, just being lazy, just sitting?
Yeah, but I think
games,
a lot of it was circumstantial as well. So because I was actually at boarding school, which was also on a village, we were given so my parents used to send me to school with like, say, 25 quid for that week. And I'd just go to Spa every day and just buy sweets, cans of Monster. And then I'd go back to my boarding house and I'd just watch films and play games. I didn't really do anything other than that. So not only was I eating the 3 meals a day at school and snack whatever, I was also going to the shop afterwards and buying sweets and energy drinks and all that kind of gear. So I think after doing that for so many years, my body became sort of like a calorie sponge. And then when I did eventually leave school, I went straight into the family business, which is actually we have a scrapyard in Birmingham. And as you can imagine, there we have food vans pull up. All the lads go to the cafe in the morning, at lunch, all this sort of thing. So then when I left school at 18 until about 21, 20-ish, that was my lifestyle. I used to smoke. So I used to smoke 20 fags a day, eat crap food, drink. I started drinking a lot then because there was a pub in my local village. And then 3 of my good friends from school all lived within 5 miles of us. So before you know it, 3 or 4 nights a week, you'd go to the pub, you'd have something to eat, you'd have 3 or 4 pints. And that progressed. And I think at that age, when you are like late teens, early 20s, your body's still sort of getting used to changing and things. And I just put more weight on. So I came out at about 23 stone. And then during this time after I left school, I met a good friend of mine called Ryan Hatton, who was national champion amateur boxer. He won the title like 5 times. He had a lot of hopes to go really, really far places with it. And I remember specifically having a pint with him and his dad on a Saturday afternoon. And his dad kept saying to me, Harry, you should do a white collar boxing match. You should, his dad was a coach. He's like, I'll train you. I'll get in. And I had a few drinks. So I said, yes. But me being me, I went straight onto Instagram and I told everyone. So then
Right.
I've got drunk. I've gone to bed. I woke up the next day, and my inbox is flooded with people going, "Oh my God, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be wild, like all this." And I thought, can I swear?
Yeah, yeah, you can swear.
I thought, fuck me, I'm going to get beat up here. It's I woke up hungover. This is happening. This is like shit. What am I going to do? My brother used to box. It's always been in my family. I just sort of missed out on that sort of aspect of things by going to boarding school. So again, being stubborn, went to the gym on the Monday. Knew that I'd just be the useless fat kid in the corner, but Tamworth Boxing Club, which took me through the camp for that first fight, was incredible, supportive, and being so big, I lost a lot of weight quickly.
Right.
And I had tried dieting before, and I had tried doing things, but obviously it's very difficult when you're not in the mindset to do so. So yeah, after I started boxing, after like 3 months, I'd lost like 3 or 4 stone. And I was
Wow.
like, actually, this is possible. Then the first fight came and I won it, and that feeling was just euphoric. It was amazing. I sold 200 tickets. My opponent also sold 200 tickets. The atmosphere was incredible. Like the whole event was amazing. Um, and I loved it and I enjoyed it, and I didn't want to lose the momentum of feeling that good. So I actually turned amateur boxer then.
Wow.
And then I ended up having about 10 further fights afterwards, but I got down from like 123 kilo to 81 boxing.
Wow.
Loved it, great. Won half, lost half roughly. Got beat up a few times, and that was my life. It was live and breathe boxing. Getting from work, I used to like run to the gym, which was like 5 mile away. Then I'd train, and then I met my wife now, Gemma, who also at the time played for the Tamworth Hockey Club. So it worked out well. I would run to train, and then she would pick me up after her training session. So it couldn't have been any better. We did that for like a year. And then as life goes, you move in together, you buy a house, and then the lifestyle of living and breathing, going to the gym just didn't seem to fit anymore, as well as we moved a little bit further away. Um, so yeah, just kept fit really, boxed when I could, did a lot of running. Uh, but I was a bit lost when I actually stopped boxing, and then COVID hit. And I was lucky in COVID that I was able to buy a few bits of gym equipment just from a single garage. So over
Mm.
COVID, then obviously behind closed doors, I'd have a few mates around. We'd do a bench session and we'd go on a run and things like this. Um, and that was me really for probably about 3 or 4 years. I just stayed fit. I didn't really do anything specific. And then the, during this time that I did actually, this is how I met Katie from the phase two gym in Ori was at the time. I was invited to swim the channel, which is how I know Katie so well.
Wow.
Yeah, so that happened in 2019, I think. And there's six of us in a relay team, and yeah, Katie's husband Andrew was the team captain on that one and took us through it. Yeah, which was an incredible experience. But
So
again,
you swam the English Channel in a relay format?
yeah. There was six of us, and we just basically had to do a minimum of like an hour, and then every hour, the next person got in. It took us about 18 hours in total. So you ended up swimming. I swam about 7 miles. Um,
What's that like in the mindset? Because I've done a bit of open water swimming. I've swam lakes and deepish lakes, and,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that, and
yeah.
I've done triathlons and things like that. And I've swam in the ocean, but I've never gone what I would say deep
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
ocean swimming. What I mean, that mindset to know that there's nothing for like a mile below you or something
But,
like that.
but,
What's
but water's water.
okay?
You're floating in 6 foot or 60 foot. It makes no odds. It's
Does your
like,
mind not think like that?
ah.
Mine would. I mean,
I understand why people they get into open water over a swimming pool and all of a sudden everything goes out the window. I get it,
yeah,
but swimming. It's like if you can run, what would be the difference run on the road or on a field?
true, true.
It's like you've just got to run. You've just got to swim. And that's it. If your head's above the water, it doesn't matter how deep it is. And I think that was like the mindset I've had through all my boxing career as well. I didn't have any easy fights.
Yeah,
Every guy I fought was bigger than me, and I always used to sell tickets so I could never let anybody down. And I think that played a lot to it. Listen, I always thought, you know what, if I don't win, then put a good show on. And at the end of the day, Harry, you're in there, you're doing it. There's no escape. Like you can't get out of this situation, so you may as well just embrace it and go for it. And that's the same as what I've basically done for absolutely everything since. Um, I never ever thought that I would be competitive in the likes of like I can actually win something ever.
Yeah.
Uh, so as long as I put 100% in, that's it. That's all I can do. And that's all anyone can do. You know, I started fitness at a very late age compared to a lot of people. Um, if I could turn the clock back now and take advantage of the sporting facilities at school, then God, I would have done it. But then I suppose, would I be so passionate about it today? I don't know. So I probably wouldn't change anything.
I'm like that as well. It's that 50-50 situation. I mean, my story, and everyone knows my story, so I'm not going to go in massive detail, but I'm similar to you. Went to 23 stone. Something changed in my life. I've started running, found running, and I've been running ever since. Prior to that, I played a bit of football to a decent level, but I'd let myself go, drink alcohol,
Yeah.
whatever. Changed my life. And I always say that you find things at a certain time in your life. I never enjoyed running. So when I played football and all of that, the worst part of all of that for me was the running
Yeah.
sections. I would hate it with a passion. They'd make us run, you know, 20, 30 laps of the football pitch. I hated every lap of it. I even hated doing shuttle runs from 18-yard
Yep.
box at goal line. But then when I got to I think it was about 41, 42, and I found running, and my passion went, and I found the passion of running. So
Yeah.
it's one of them things, isn't it? Like you lived your life. You'd done the drinking, you'd got yourself big, you'd done the eating, you'd had all the breakfast and everything else, and then all of a sudden you think, all right, I'm going to do a little bit of boxing. I'm going to get myself a little bit fitter. And then you see that shape as well. You see your body shape, and you see the motivations there because you see, oh look, yeah, I were a big lad. I were massive. I got a beer belly, and now look at me. I've got a six pack and I've got muscles on my
I've not got a
arms.
six pack yet. Still not. It's not a vanity thing, but it's like it's more of a. I still look at myself now. I mean, I've covered myself in tattoos now, but
Right.
I look at myself now and I think like I can't believe how I could have looked at myself in the. I was never happy with it. Don't get me wrong, but I couldn't get my head around how I could have accepted it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like it's just so mental to me how, and also you can sort of do both as well. I still drink now,
Right.
unless you are obviously GB team top of the tree. I understand there's obviously if you're going to succeed at a high level, those are the sacrifices you've got to make. But like
Yeah.
for someone like myself, which is like I'm a big advocate of like you know you can be fit and still live.
Yeah.
You can still have a pizza on a Saturday, which is a little bit contradictory to how I live my own life, really. Because if I do that, then I do hate myself afterwards, and this is the negative side of fitness. Like I do get bad body dysmorphia, and also not going to say negative mental health about it, but like I do feel what would be like sort of shameful if I have a bad weekend,
Yeah.
uh, and then do I take it out on myself a little bit harder the following week, then knowing that I splurged. You know what I mean? It's like that. I went through that a lot when I boxed because it was all very weight based. I had to be a certain kilo. Now it doesn't matter with the training that I'm doing at the moment. Um, it, as long as I perform well, then it's okay. Uh, but yeah, you can definitely find a balance between both of them, which is where I'm sort of at now. I'm really enjoying
Yeah.
it. Um, and then after, so to continue on from my sporting background, then from the Channel Swim, I got married in June 2022, and I went to Las Vegas on my stag do in May 22. And then while I was on my stag do, I saw that Staffordshire half Ironman had spaces available, so me and my mate signed up to it drunk.
There's a story here. You do crazy things when you're drunk. We signed up for boxing when we're drunk.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
signed
yeah.
up for
We signed up to it, and then we obviously went on to Sports Direct, and I bought a 40 quid wetsuit and a tri suit, and I borrowed a bike off my uncle that didn't fit me, and sort of turned up just like here we are, we're here. Don't get me wrong, I was still semi fit. I did the odd five. I wasn't like an Ironman, but I did run, did 10Ks and things.
Yeah.
I've always been able to swim, so I thought it's only a 50-mile cycle hours from that, but um And yeah, did that in I think it was like 6 hours, but my bike broke halfway through, which again was just goes back to this like I give up on having a time in my head then, even though I never had it anyway. And
Yeah,
I just carried my bike for a mile, found the mechanic, and he snapped the gears off that had broke, and I had to do the rest of it with one handle on my bike. Um, and that was amazing, wicked experience. And what did I do after
that's
that?
crazy. That was
Yeah.
great. So you actually just only had one handle on your bike because it snapped the other one up.
So I had both handles, but my left gears, which is for the biggest cog,
The front one,
that
yeah, the crank, yeah.
yeah, that was completely gone. He had to snap it off for me to keep going. So I just had the back ones.
Oh
Now
wow,
I don't remember which side of the gearage that made me lose, but yeah, I did the cycle and then I ran the half marathon through Stafford and my family came and then it was wicked. But I think it was nice because I had absolutely no expectations of what was to come or what I expected of myself. So my
yeah.
time didn't really matter. Um, but yeah, loved it. And it was nice having something, even though it was like 2 weeks' notice in the back of my
Wow.
head, like I've got to go and do this next week. Um, and then I think obviously got married, got married and yeah, honeymoons, all that kind of thing, and then had probably like 12 months off of being consistent with training.
Yeah.
Uh, did it as and when I could, and then it started again for me. Not once I started putting weight back on, but I noticed that I was fitter then, my clothes fit a little bit better. And I needed sort of routine. I needed like um not a goal. That's wrong. More like just I need a date. I need a date of something to happen for me to sort of stay focused to. And that's when did I book Lanzarote Ironman full one then? Um, yeah, I think so. I think I was just in a bit of a limbo land for 6 months. So I booked Lanzarote Ironman. Sorry, tell us what that's wrong. June 24, when I was still in this limbo land, my brother had a bad bike accident. And
All
this is
right.
yeah. So um my brother had two bleeds on the brain. He was in a coma for 3 or 4 months, broke his leg, his arm, proper job. And
Oh wow.
it was that was the main catalyst of why I opened the gym to begin with. Um I was Googling and researching modern forms of recovery, red light, oxygen chambers, this, that, the other. And it basically turned out that all of this expensive modern stuff was always in places like Edgbaston or universities. Um, so I was like, oh, where the gym is now, Greendale's, it's in the middle of like Lichfield, Tamworth, Burton, Derby, everywhere. So I was like, oh, well, why can't I open a private one, but for people, and then have it as like an easy access place rather than having to travel into major cities and stuff like this. And then I looked up how much the kit cost. I was like, I want to need £1 million to do this properly. So
Yeah.
that was a bit of a I don't think it's feasible for someone with zero experience with anything in terms of medical should have the right to go and open up a recovery facility. But off the back of that, I thought, well, fitness is like recovery, people feel good, they feel better, it's rehab, it's physio, it's all that under one roof. And it was a bloody lot cheaper to set one of them up than a recovery facility. So that's where the idea sprang from. And I'm very fortunate that it is on my wife's family farm. So they had units available, and I basically told my father-in-law, I was like, right, I'm having them too.
I'm
Uh,
having them.
yeah, yeah. And there was also like a little bit of chat in the local village and the pub, because Gemma's parents know everyone locally, and everyone. I heard a few rumors of people just being like, "Oh, Dave, you've got everything from mechanics to, uh, you know, IT people. You've got everything on your industrial estate. Uh,
Yeah.
needs a gym." And I just remember saying to Gemma, like, "Oh, uh, we could do that, really. I don't see why it's not something out of my reach." And then before you know it, I'm ordering stuff off Wolves and Fitness, like it's happening. And that's when
Wow.
I signed up to Lanzarote Ironman. Again, I was still in the limbo land of nothing sort of in the pipeline, but then I thought I needed something to help market the gym, and also get me in decent shape for owning a gym. So yeah, signed up to Lanzarote Ironman and got the guys from TB Triathlon, which is in Stafford, to coach me, Jack Casey. Yeah, went for that one. Did a full one, full 140 mile endurance race, which I absolutely loved. And I'm also doing Wales in September.
Oh wow. The
Yeah.
Snowdonia one.
No, not Snowdonia, it's Tenby.
Oh right, okay.
Tenby, yeah, Tenby Ironman. So that's exciting. And it always makes me laugh because I go out and I've bought like myself a nice new bike and I've got a nice Greendale Performance custom tri-suit, and it's everyone's gonna look at me and be like, God, he looks professional. And I want to come about 75% at the back of the pack compared to everybody else. But yeah,
And what
that's
was your time for Lanzarote? Because
been
everyone will want to know. I'll be asking. I can see my listeners now saying, "What was his Lanzarote time?" So what was his Lanzarote
it
time?
was exactly 13 hours and 1 minute, which I'm gonna hate myself for forever.
Right,
And
that 1 minute.
at 1 minute exactly. But I had no experience in it. I was happy with 13 hours. I was expecting to do it in 14. And there was a chap called Dave Miles from Lichfield who's done 50 Ironman. He has done it since he's been 20. And he did a bit of training with me, and he also did Lanzarote. And I remember being on the run loop and sort of like almost lapping him. We had a chat for 10 minutes, and I was walking and running, and we were both in a bit of pain at this point. And he had a prediction for my time, but he wouldn't tell me until afterwards. And then he sort of said to me, Harry, if you can get your pace back now, put a bit of effort in, you can break the 14-hour mark. And I was like, right, I'm about 5 miles from the end. So I did, I tried my best, and I ran all the way. Um, and then to find out I was almost an hour above what he expected was amazing.
Yeah,
But I've definitely got the, like, I call it, I've got the dog in me. Do you know what I mean? I'm in the thick of it. It hurts, everything hurts, but like, I could never think of actually quitting anything just from being in like pain. And I think when you get to that stage and anything, like the idea of pushing yourself, I would say to like a healthy limit, um, is worth so much more than getting a time or anything like that. If you can stand there and go, actually, I did give that 100%, then time's irrelevant. You've just got to do what you can, do your best all the time.
I
Um,
fully get that. I fully get that, and I say that to people. Go out, give everything you can, but enjoy yourself. Enjoyment is
enjoy it,
just
yeah,
as
yeah, yeah.
much
Absolutely.
as
And also,
whatever you
like,
can do.
I've just had a newborn. He's a month old tomorrow. So I work 12-hour days at the scrapyard, and then I'll go in the gym to train at night, and then I'm trying to obviously run that in the background. Um, I have people manage and run the gym for me, but obviously it's still a new business, so obviously everything's still tight, and every penny counts and this sort of thing. So I've got a lot on, but I love it, and I think Gemma is just rolls her eyes now, and she's just so like, oh my God. And then when I came up with this ultra idea, um, she just went, "Oh God, so how long are you gonna run for?" I was like, "Actually, I'm probably gonna sit my own event out, and I'll manage it this time." So she was relieved about that. But I am doing Red on Backyard Ultra next Friday.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So so this will have, we recorded this before that, so it might go out after that. So I'm not 100% certain, but
Okay.
you're doing, so this is going to be your first backyard ultra,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
the reason why I've got you on is because we're going to be talking about the backyard ultra you're putting on, which I'm going to take part in. But let's talk about, so you're doing your first backyard ultra. Have you delved into any ultra running before, or is this your
No,
first ever foray?
no. But and listen, if your listeners are listening to this now and are already giving me the like he doesn't know what he's doing vibe, I haven't known what I'm doing about anything I've ever done.
Right.
So
Okay.
an event that to me, I have an amazing group of people around me, like Katie, who
Yeah.
for me is going to be like the ultra running dictionary. She's been to that many events and knows all the details. I feel like I'm more of a not showman, but I'm going to put a cool event on
Yeah.
and make it to the where it's marketable. Uh, the people enjoy it. The details is like for me is where Katie comes in. She's like, no, Harry, we need to think about emergency service staff. We need to get the volunteers in. I'm like, yeah, but Katie, I'm bored already. That's your department. And this is where I think why we're putting so many cool events on as a gym is because I've got that team around me. Like anyone
Yeah.
can make something look good, but then I want this ultra race that I host to be in 3 years' time the biggest one in the country, and I don't see why I can't do that at all.
No reason why you can't.
No,
We dream whatever we want. But let's talk
exactly.
about your ultra run that's coming up. So what's Katie got planned? So you've delved into Katie's brains and she's sorted out what you're doing for this ultra run.
She
Have you got?
has, but she's also away typically. Again, this I signed up to this one not that long ago, to be honest with you. I I signed up to it before I came up with the idea of doing my own, but
Yeah,
with the Ironman training, working, I haven't done any massively long runs or done any endurance based, backyard ultra based stuff. I am just going to wing it, but like I did a very informal one from the gym on the road. I just put some Instagram stories out, invited any member, anyone that fancied it.
yeah,
And the loop that we did from the gym was 2 laps of 2.2 miles. So we did what, just about 4.5 mile, which is just a little bit longer than an official one. But I couldn't change the distance of the road. But I had about 30 people turn up.
yeah.
And I think I had four not complete the 50K that we actually set out to do.
Wow.
And I think if you're sensible and you understand that nutrition is very important and you are tactical from lap one, then I don't see why I can't go and hit 50 mile or something or 60, 70 miles. Um, I am just going to sort of like see what I can do on that one. But at the same time, I'm very conscious of I have got an Ironman in September that's cost me a fortune and hours. So I don't want to injure myself. Um, so yeah, I'm going to try and just see where I can take myself next Friday.
I think you've got the right attitude. You mentioned some key points there, as in nutrition from lap one. If I was going to give someone advice, I would be saying exactly the same thing. Get your nutrition nailed down and start taking it from lap one, because lap one, not taking it in lap one will hit you at lap 10. If you
Exactly.
don't do it lap one, you're not going to get past lap 10, because that's when it hits you. It hits you much later in the race. Lap two will hit you at it's going to be 50 miles. That's when it affects you. And if you haven't started it right from the very, very start and taking in the hydration and the
Yeah.
nutrition, the moment you get to 50 miles, and no matter how good a runner you are or whatever, even the top athletes will tell you exactly the same. It hits you. It
Yeah.
hits you, and you lose all your energy. And bearing in mind you're a 20 on a backyard ultra, 50 miles into it, it's now night time,
Yeah.
which is it's the worst time to be running for a lot of people. I'm strange because I love it. I
Yeah.
love nighttime running. It's my favorite. I love going out with a head torch on and just running trails in the middle of nowhere where no one can see and things like that. But for a lot of people, it's that time when people stop talking,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's everything's quiet.
Excuse me.
Even the friends you talk to, they start going, "Shh, we're nearly at 50 miles," and they start whispering everything. So it becomes very an insular race at that point, right up until the sun comes up. So yeah, you've got it right. You've nailed it. Get that nutrition, everything else, and that. So let's talk about the backyard ultra that you're putting on, because I mean, Katie messaged me. She said, "Alan, we're putting the backyard ultra on. Do you know if you need to be affiliated?" And I know a little bit about backyards. I've never taken part in one myself, not an official one. I've done them all. What made you want to put a backyard on? I know you did the test event, but what made you want to go into the backyard for a?
Because because it's different. I never
Yeah,
opened my gym to be the same as everybody else. I never opened it to be right, give me your 50 quid a month and then just like not care. Like there's over 100 members of my gym, right? And out of that 100, say it's 100, there's probably 80% of them people that hate the gym. And now it's been open 12 months. I have DMs and people that have joined posting on the stories saying like, "Oh, the difference with myself in the last 6 months and this, that, the other." And I sit back and I think like, I like she like this lady like she's feeling really good about herself, all because I decided to open a gym. Now, yeah, I get it. Sorry, I've got two sausage dogs. They're on security mode. Um, and it's such it's quite inspiring to see somebody that is sort of so anti-fitness, not anti-fitness, but like they sort of don't believe in themselves, then go and do a high rocks or go and do a Deca event that we've posted and actually really enjoy it and go like, oh, that was sick, that was. Um, why a backyard ultra? I just think it's cool. I love the fact that people can go for it and push themselves, and I'm either gonna get there's like in my mind there's two versions to it. I could try and make it as elite as possible and only want people there that have ran 50 milers plus 100 milers and all that. Or I can get, you know, Jane Doe from the gym who's never ran more than a half marathon before to suddenly go and run 30 miles that she didn't think was physically possible.
Yeah.
But I think the backyard ultra can appeal to both sides. You're gonna say, let's say there's 100 tickets sold, a really good backyard ultra. You only need two to make it go far. You
Yeah.
know, if I can get the 98 other people to go exceed their own expectations of themselves and actually go, I can't believe I've just ran 32 mile 20 and I've only ran a 10k before. Like that's amazing. And it also shows those people that actually listen, you don't have to have a six pack, for example, to actually do something extraordinary in fitness. Like you've just got to have it up here and just be like, right. It's almost like let go of your ego as well.
Yeah.
And just put yourself out there and do it. Like you will surprise. I surprise myself at everything I do. Every event that I do. And I'm not saying that I win everything and all that kind of stuff, but like I finish it, and if I don't win, but I know that I give 100%, and I got a good time for whatever I did or a good spot. I'm like, actually, fucking fair play, H. Like that was good. That was a good crack. That was. You
Yeah.
know, it's it's as simple as that, really. I'm very lucky again. Um, Best friend from school. His dad's one of the biggest strawberry farmers in the UK. He's also a runner himself. Um, so when I sort of messaged him, I was like, Phil, I've got this wild idea for a running thing. He just literally put, can't wait. Come on Saturday, I'll show you the. He had a course in his head already, like on the phone, just boom. And then so I landed on the Saturday, and we rode around it on our bikes, and I was like, it's got so much potential, and just having him as the owner of the land with letting me basically have free reign on it is also such a help. It's set up for it. The event space has got, you know, 4 or 5 acre field next to the start line that he's like, yeah, take it all, camp, vendors, whatever you want to do. Like it's set up impeccably for that. And the route's cool. It goes through his strawberry his polytunnels with the strawberries in. He's got raspberries and things like this, and it goes through there and then back out into the field, up the River Mease. Then it comes as one road crossing at the back end of it, which is basically his own driveway anyway. And then you come back round, back past his house, and then you're back on the start line. So I think we measured it out to 6.2k, and I think it's 6.17 exactly. So yeah, the start corral hasn't been taken into consideration, and obviously we just flew around on the bike. So like the course itself is like measured perfectly.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm
When
excited.
you look at your website, which if any of our friends are on YouTube, they can see the website now. It does, the video does look good. You can see the polytunnels
Yeah,
on there. And I was actually looking at the website and I was thinking, oh, that polytunnel look good, and it looks like a bit of off-road running. I was thinking, I wonder if you actually go through the polytunnel. So I'm actually quite excited what you just said there. That yeah, you do, because that's like no other ultra that I've ever done. We're going to go through farmyards like that and things. So it sounds absolutely amazing. 25th September, as you can see on your screen, 25th September this year, Manor Farm, Chilcot, DE12 8DL. Let's talk about your logo, Ali,
yeah,
because I mean, run like death is pacing you. I love that. I love that saying. Greendale Ultra, and you've got like the Grim Reaper. You know, your logo
yeah.
is the Grim Reaper. Tell me more. You're hopefully not going to kill people, but make people think like the Dino.
Um, Fun fact: Phil, the owner's wife's a vicar. So when I put the logo to her, I said, and um, Nikki married us, and Chris and my daughter. And I was like, Nikki, do you mind if I use this logo? It's got the Grim Reaper on it. She was like, she was okay with it. Um, I think to put that the most simple way is like it doesn't like for me it was I don't care how fit you are, he's still coming. It doesn't matter. Everyone's got a clock, you know.
Yeah,
Simply, one, it's cool. I just think it looks cool. And then secondly, I think the vibe of like, are you gonna push yourself and stay away from him for as long as you physically can, uh, is the bottom line of it. But that there can go to anyone on the fitness spectrum, you know, someone that has done multiple 100 milers, the Grim Reaper is still going to catch him up, regardless if someone is only going to do 6 laps.
yeah,
The same outcomes for every single person on the course, apart from the winner. Um, but it goes then on through to life. You know, you've got to take like it all comes back to like I started fitness at a late age. Like there's no reason why at any age you can't start it. So I think that's a lot to do with it. It's like, whatever you do here, just have a good go. Simple as
yeah,
that, really. And if it's fitness or business or just getting out there and being more social, like have I want to be cliche and say don't have any regrets, but just don't do anything with like half an attitude of, or if you're gonna do it properly. And it's like with the ultra that I'm trying to host, like I want to make it marketable. I want people to look at it and go, "That looks cool." I want to be a part of that. And then on the other hand of it, I want people to do the event and actually go, "That sort of backed up all the advertising and marketing that was done. It was actually a sick event in itself as well." And
yeah,
there's no reason why I can't do both at that. Um, with the help of like Katie and other people that have got more experience in the event space than I do, it's a recipe for hopefully success. And again, not from like a business financial point of view, but it's my first ultra, so I'm not expecting to make any money off of it. But I'd rather have a tight, well organized, efficient event that people are going to come to and then go, "That was wicked. I want to come back next year," and hone in on the fact that it's not just about someone's going to come to win it, but that's them. I want people to
yeah,
come for the experience and to join in and to see how far they can push themselves. I also think it's quite new to the masses in the UK with the likes of BPN doing their one in America about a month ago that went on for like 306 miles.
yeah,
But their marketing budget and their media team are exceptional. And they've just opened that world up to all of the people that might be interested in. I guarantee if you're a runner uh, or into fitness of any some sort, you would have probably come across that Instagram profile on the weekend of their event and just been like, "This is mind blowing."
yeah.
Um, so I want to try and recreate it. Call me a copycat.
Cool. I like it, and I think a lot of people into running like myself are aware of like Big's Backyard
Yeah,
when it
yeah,
first came out and it started. The whole concept behind it, and when people got to like 30 yards, it were absolutely brilliant. Then we had 50s and
yeah,
60s, and now reaching 70s is absolutely amazing. Um, I mean, I know you're now affiliated with
yeah,
Big, so it's an affiliated backyard ultra. This is not someone who's just putting a backyard ultra on just for fun. This is completely affiliated. I've got to admit, I love the price. I mean, you're coming in at 95 quid
yep,
for an ultra. It's right bang on that entry level price range. I only found one other cheaper than you, and I've looked online. I think it was £85 for one. But we look at the Sussex Backyard, which is probably the biggest that's currently going on in the UK. People might say there's other ones out there, but for me, Sussex Backyard is probably the biggest. 125, 130.
yep.
God's Own Backyard currently 100. So you're coming at that right early price. But I mean, I spoke to Katie, and all of these backyard ultras, they give a medal away. That's what they're giving away. They're giving a medal and they're giving the experience of backyard ultra. Now, Katie sold me on this because you're you're giving a how can we call it a chain? I'm going to say it's a chain.
Not giving it away either. You've got to make it.
Well, we're going to make it. Yeah, we're going to make it.
You've
So,
got to make
so
it.
tell me more about it because this is for me. This sold it for me.
I think like you've got to I want this event to be detail oriented as well. Like, I know everyone's going to be out there on the course at some point, hating it in the pain cave, wishing they never. I get it, all that,
Yeah,
but it's got to be different. I know everyone's running the same 4.167 mile loop wherever you are in the country, but I want this event to stand out from the rest. So I've thought, what can I do differently to everybody else? And everyone is going to receive something in the post. 6, 8 weeks out from the event, and that item you're going to have to bring with you and also carry with you. It will be
like it.
in the post. So that's that. Um, every DNF won't get a medal. You will get you'll get a t-shirt as standard, which is
Yeah,
cool. But you are going to get not hand engraved, an engraved GPC backyard altar length of chain, which is probably going to be from my scrapyard, which I'm going to take off and get laser engraved. And then, depending on how ruined you are when you DNF, you will have to get some bolt croppers and actually crop it off the chain at the end. So yeah, the thickness of the chain I'm not decided on yet. I need to do some testing to see
yeah,
what is physically possible and not. But I thought like when you DNF, you are your own weakest link then.
yeah. Like it.
Got to go and cut your weakest link because that's it. That's what you deserve. You got your weakest link chain. So I don't know.
What?
It'd be like a foot long or something, or six, whatever it's going to be. But and I was thinking like, what can I? No, I've got a medal. I've never looked at it since the event.
Yeah.
But I thought I want something off. You know, people can hang on the wall and it's a talking point. Like, why have you got a rusty old chain hung up in your kitchen somewhere? Oh, it's because I ran 56 miles last year. You know what I mean? I thought that was also cool as well.
I have an idea. I got this last weekend, so some of our listeners saying if you're on YouTube, you can see this. But I've got a rock. So this
Yeah,
was from an event last weekend. You had to carry this rock from mile 4 to the finish, and the finish was 83 miles. So I carried this for 79 miles, and then when you finish, they laser engraved it with their logo on.
love
So
it.
what? And this is like this is pride of place on my shelf.
Yeah,
This is
love it.
like
You've earned that. I know it's daft and it's a rock, but you've earned that rock and it's amazing.
yeah.
You
I've,
know,
I've taken that rock for 79 miles. Me and the rock are best mates,
yeah.
I actually talk to it every night, I say good night to it and I tell
Also,
them I love it and before I go to bed. But yeah, I love the idea of this link, this chain link that we're gonna get to that's absolutely fantastic. And a t-shirt. You don't get a t-shirt or the backyard ultras now. So it's great that I want to say old school, but it's not really old school because
I
it's
want, I want
especially a
someone to
modern
wear it.
twist to it.
I want somebody to wear it to the pub and be like, someone go, that's a cool t-shirt. What we do? Like everything is a talking point. Like selfishly, like I can't wait for someone to notice that about an Ironman bottle.
Yeah,
So, and it's part of it. Everyone, if you do something extraordinary, there is no reason why you shouldn't stand there and shout about it. And I don't care if you come first or last, you should be entitled to talk about your own achievements. Um, I just want, yeah, a cool t-shirt. You're gonna get something in the post before the event with like we're gonna do an official waiver when you sign in, obviously in
yeah,
collect. It's all gonna be base chip timed and all that sort of stuff. But you're also gonna get some more paperwork that'll be posted out to you in a box. I'm just in talks now with having the box designed because I don't want it to be a square box. It's gonna be something cool as well. But yeah, from 2 months out from the race, even to the race, I want you guys to be excited for it. Um, I don't want this. It's my first one. I want people to be talking about it before and after and signing up for next year. And I think it's the details that matter. I've got the venue. The venue's sound. The venue's
yeah.
amazing. That's done. And Phil, the owner, is like I said, he's a runner himself, and he's excited to host it, and he's got no limits to where it can go. But I want to make it different, and I think doing these little quirky surprises for people is also it's value for money as well. Like I don't want people to ever say that like I'm doing this purely to make profit on stuff. I never opened the gym for that reason. Yeah, okay, if it makes money, I don't have to worry about the financial side of it. That's an amazing benefit. But I
Yeah,
still work a normal job, and if it can pay for itself and cover itself, and people are there using it and enjoying it, that's what it's about for me. You know, hopefully my leg press won't have to be replaced for 5 years, but I want it to be a busy, successful gym with the people over the bank because
cool.
I didn't open the gym because it's my only line of income. I opened it because I wanted to not. I want to hone in on just saying helping people. I think it sounds a bit false if that makes sense, but I want people to use it and enjoy it and get something from it. You know, I'm not going to
Yeah,
be like a latter-day saint and say, "Oh yeah, all I want to do is help everybody." But the main reason for me to open that gym is I want people to come, use it, enjoy it, find a bit of passion for fitness, and if it betters them, then worth every penny. And it's a wicked
I get
place for me to train.
I get that. And if anyone wants to go and check out the gym,
Yeah.
it's out there. So it's at Unit 72, which is at Greendale Farm, Burton Road, Elford B79 9DJ. Do I'm going to assume you allow pay and play people to come and
Yeah,
down
yeah,
and
yeah.
check it
More than
out, and
welcome. If you've watched this podcast and you've come there from this, just send me a message. I'll sort you out. Come and have a look.
fantastic. And I'm assuming because I've seen some of the videos, you've got all the High Rocks gear and everything else. So anyone's
Yeah.
into High Rocks in that area, check
High
it out. And
Rocks,
yeah,
Decker, Deadly Dozen, and obviously Big's Backyard affiliated now, which is really cool. I think that High Rocks, as big as it is, um, people struggle to get tickets for it, so we've become Deadly Dozen and Decker affiliated, which is a massive thanks to Katie and Libby and that, because that's all Spartan based, and they basically run the events for me and tell me what to do on the day, which is quite funny because I'm Katie is so military precision. She's amazing, and has me running around doing the errands, which I absolutely don't mind. But yeah, we've hosted three of those so far, and each one's been an amazing success, and everyone's had massive positive feedback. So yeah, it's good.
cool. And if anyone wants to check it out, you can go into greendaleperformance.co.uk. You'll also find the link on there for the Backyard Ultra. Couple of things about Backyard Ultra for as well. You do get a space, 3 meter by 3 meter space. And I do think you fetch two pit crew free of charge. So there's no extra charge for pit crew, but you're allowed two to bring. Is that
Two,
right?
two pit crew. You get you'll have your own 3v3 area on camp, which will be first come first serve when the camp opens officially. We are also encouraging you to bring family and spectators. There's going to be a massive viewing area by the start line for everyone to be cheering you on. Um, God knows how long they want to cheer you on for, though. It could go on for days. But the options there, and on the route itself, there is also another spectator spot as well, which is cool. I want it to yeah, get your family and friends down and.
Fantastic. What time's the start time? I didn't see the start time on the website.
Um, The first lap will be at 10 a.m.
Okay,
I think
cool.
we're going to be opening. I think it's going to be unofficially like you're welcome to come down the day before and set up. That's
Yeah.
fine. Officially, it'll be open at 6 a.m. the Friday morning. Race brief will be at 8, and then you can obviously get yourself sorted out for 10 o'clock start.
Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Harry, thank you for chatting to me. It's been a pleasure. I'm coming, so we're going to meet in person today. You know I'm going to be there. It's I'm looking forward to it. My third big race of the year, people. As you know, I've moved into the ultra scene. We got 83 mile last week. World's toughest mudder. We're going for 75. We're going for 24 hours at the Greendale as a minimum, and then we'll see what we can get after that. So yeah, pop down. Come and race with me. Come and run with me. Let's chat. Keep me company through the night. Let's not have that dark time, people. Come and join me. Sign up now while you can. Are you having a limited number, or is it as many as you can get?
Um, I want to keep it about the 120 mark. We
Okay.
haven't officially put a cap on it, but I think any more than that, I want it to be. I don't want it to be crowded. Or, you know what I mean? I don't want it to lose its exclusiveness. So yeah,
Yeah.
we're looking at about 100, and to be honest with you, we are selling, which is amazing. It's fantastic. It's
Fantastic.
good.
So getting early, people, getting early. Yeah, because as we know, if you go to some of the big events where there's over 120, 150 people, there's usually 2 start times and things like that. So I'm pretty certain Harry doesn't want that. He wants to keep it all. We're all one big family, so let's keep it going like that.
Consistency, I think, will be key for it. I just want everyone, and so I had a coach of mine who's done similar stuff before, and he was on about, oh, we're going to put prizes out for 6 hours, 12 hours, 18. I went, nope. I said it's last man standing from day dot. Everyone's going to get their bit of chain, but I want people to come to not have a limit. Keep pushing. Let's go for it. Let's see what we got.
Fantastic. Oh, I'm loving it. I can't wait. I really can't wait. I am so excited for it. I'm so pleased I can make it. So yeah. Let's
Looking
keep
forward to
fingers
it.
crossed. Yes, injury free. Alan's got to stay injury free.
That's
Thank
it.
you very much, Harry, for joining us and everything else. And it's a
Appreciate
pleasure
your time.
chatting to you.
Thank you very much. Speak soon.